You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters. Welcome, fellow stargazers. Your sisters are in the house. Hi, Jude.
Hi, Sarah. Good to see you.
I know. End of July. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
We're looking at episode 98, which will cover roughly July 23rd through July 29. We're entering Leo. I don't know. Where should we start?
Well, we just want to mention that the nodes changed signs last week.
Yes.
And this is kind of a big deal. I mean, a lot of it comes into play in the chart for the week because there's a lot of emphasis between the nodes and Pluto. There's a square, actually. And what's happening this week, we've got a Mercury-Neptune contact, we've got a Venus-Mercury contact, we've got, right on Sunday, we've got the South Node newly in Libra making a conjunction to Haumea.
Oh.
And the North Node in Aries making a conjunction to Eris.
Okay.
So these are kind of big planetary influences.
Yeah.
They're both dwarf planets. Well, Eris is considered the 10th planet now, but Haumea is a newly discovered dwarf planet, which is the goddess of Hawaiian mythology that rebirths herself from parts of her own body. And the South Node making that conjunction in Libra is really helping us to really look at the reinvention of ourselves, while Eris in Aries conjunct the North Node is helping us to point towards a new direction, a new focus, something that brings all of what we've done before into service in the world. So there is an understanding here that everything that we've done in the past to reinvent ourselves and to come to where we are now is going to be able to launch us forward in a much bigger way.
Nice.
So those 2 points are then making a square back to Pluto, which is also this revolutionary, well, it's kind of not so much revolutionary, but regenerating influence.
Yeah.
Which can also be revolutionary, but it's coming from a deeper, not so much a reactive place, but more a deeper, authentic place.
Yeah.
So there might have been, because it's back in Capricorn, these might have been echoes. You might be feeling echoes from another time, maybe earlier in 2021, 2022, where Pluto was transversing those last degrees of Capricorn, where you were being pushed a little bit out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's going on in the background.
Yeah.
We've got Mercury squaring Uranus. So there's a bit of mental tension. There might be a fixation on one point of view, but you've really got to ease up on that. Just might also signify interrupted communications or being distracted by surprising things. Maybe the news cycle, like you want to be aware of where you're putting your attention. And Mercury's this week she is making a quincunx to Neptune as well on Wednesday, the 26th. Okay. So this is, again, this sense of feeling a little foggy, but not having clarity, but really needing discrimination to focus, to get your potential, your creative potential on. So again, it's a watch for distractions. We have a first quarter moon this week on Tuesday.
Yes.
So that's a Scorpio moon to the Leo sun. It's a fixed square. So again, that kind of feeling a little bit like kind of hemmed in or rigid, that kind of follows with the Mercury square Uranus. So there's this kind of sense of tension that's holding things in place. Like you might not know what the next step is. You might not feel like you've come from anywhere. You're just kind of held in this kind of almost like not a vice grip, but just like a not knowingness. And I think that it's really important to just be okay with the not knowing this week.
Yeah.
Mars and Pallas are in Virgo, opposing Saturn. So they want to move You know, Mars and Pallas together in Virgo want the plan.
Yeah.
They want the plan in action.
Yeah.
But in opposition to Saturn in Pisces, and Saturn's retrograde, it's like, well, not quite yet. You know, the timing isn't lining up. You've got to review what works, what doesn't work. You want to really structure things right.
Got it.
So there's, again, that sense of being held in place. As we move through the week, Thursday, the 27th, the Mercury makes a conjunction to Venus. This helps. This is at 28 degrees of Leo. This really helps to kind of allow some flow to happen, and also a sense of generosity, not so much offered outwardly, but I would say offered to yourself as well.
Yeah.
And then Mercury on Friday makes a quincunx to Pluto. So this is asking you to really look a little deeper than the superficial and be honest. And when you do that, you'll be ready to make the decisions that you're being asked to make.
Okay.
Mercury then moves into Virgo.
Okay.
So this is a kind of a busy week in a way that you're going to be wanting to move forward. But then with that first quarter moon, you're going to be kind of held in place. The fixity of Leo sun to Scorpio moon. So the saving grace of the week is really that Mercury conjunct Venus at 28 Leo.
Okay.
Yeah. We could read the Sabian for that if you want.
Let's do it.
I got my handy book here. What was the card, Sarah?
The two that came up together were the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords.
Ooh.
The Queen of Swords seems to speak to that. I don't know. And she's even pointing with her left hand in a kind of like forward motion, forward, onward. Yet her sword in her right hand is incredibly steady. So I feel like there's that sense of you want to move forward, but you're not quite ready. That one.
Yes, Mercury, quincunx Pluto. Yeah. Well, these deeper decisions. There is one more aspect that really speaks to that.
Okay.
The Sun quincunx Saturn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that picture is the Queen, right, with the Queen of Swords just looking that kind of side profile. Her sword is up in the, pointed upward.
Yep.
But in her right, is it a right or left hand is?
Her left hand is directing forward.
Right. So the quincunx is steady accomplishment,
okay.
but patiently.
Yes.
There's not a real, there's pauses between the steps.
Yes. Yes.
You can be really strong-willed and want to power through, but with the quincunx, you really don't. You can't, because it's asking you to be more slow, more steady, more determined, more cautious, more reserved. And those are also Saturn's aspects.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely the feeling I'm getting out of that card. And similarly, too, I know the Page of Pentacles is this other figure, a younger figure out in a field. This kind of feels like Leo. I don't know. It's bright. It's yellow. It's the sun. And this figure of the page is just holding this pentacle very thoughtfully, considerately, sort of up in front of their face, stargazing. Actually, I mean, he's literally gazing into the star of this pentacle, and kind of it feels like that looking, but also consideration is the word that keeps coming into my mind. Just holding in consideration versus plowing forward and knocking everything out of your way just to get something done. But back to the Sabian symbol.
So I'm going to round it up to 29 degrees, Leo.
Okay.
A mermaid emerges from the ocean waves, ready for rebirth in human form.
Wow.
The stage at which an immense feeling - intuition rising from the unconscious is about to take form as a conscious thought.
Wow. That's swords too, isn't it? Unconscious thought, intuition. And
yeah, it's like swords into wands.
Yeah.
Or swords into cups.
Yep. And the rebirth of, where Haumea is.
Yes.
In conjunction of the South Node.
Yes, exactly.
Ooh, interesting. Cool.
A time for renewing and emerging. Maybe not quite yet, but but what the degree we're reading for is this Mercury conjunct Venus at 28 some change Leo.
Right. Yes.
So this is again kind of the saving grace of the week, that we are in a state of emerging.
You know what I think is cool about that too, is that the Queen of Swords, her crown are butterflies. And this idea of like waiting for the butterfly, you got to go through the process in the chrysalis and complete the transformation before you can emerge as the butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Perfect. Yeah.
Well, cool. Anything else for the week we want to throw out there to help people out?
Just be patient this week.
Patience.
I think that's the biggest thing. And especially with communication or travel, anything mercurial, any conversations, just be patient with people.
Yeah.
And watch out for surprises. There's this Mercury square Uranus could you make things a little awkward or a little tense.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's a really good week.
Yay!
And we're in a flow of some kind of new, arising into something new.
Yeah, sure. Well, excellent. Listeners, if you've got questions, comments, you want to share with us how these aspects are influencing your day-to-day, please send us an email at connect@sisterstargazers.com. We really do enjoy getting feedback and your insights and how these tips and tools are helping you. And you can still tune into Sister Stargazers Monday nights on WMPG.org. Jude's been interviewing some really great people in the astrology field. And you can also, if you can't tune in on Monday nights, the archives are there on WMPG.org. And please like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah, we would really love that. Thank you so much for doing that. That makes all the difference for us to reach more people.
Jude, thanks for the breakdown for the week.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, and we'll see everybody next time.
Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.